Hey everyone, Lensman Oz here, and this is FTB Inventions episode 7. So the mining age has been reset, so I've just managed to reset up my quarry, and I've burnt through the resources that I brought back from over there. Pretty much just threw most of it into the transmutation table and used it to make bits and pieces that I was going to require. First things first, I need a few more quartz pipes maybe. They're the clay ones. Just a couple more quartz pipes. I'm going to do basic piping for the moment. I'll put those landmarks away because I don't need them at the moment. And I've just got the quarry running off those 2 solar panels I made. Just nothing amazing, nothing over the top. And I've started to redo this area here to enable the items to go back to the loader. Not ideal, I know that. I need to work on possibly, I think the better way would be a hopper and have this feed into a chest and then into a hopper. So I might do that. It's coming night time, so I'll grab a hopper and a chest and we'll just redo that. Otherwise I'm going to have items coming all the way over there and they're going to get voided because they're going to have nowhere to go. So, do I have enough EMC for a hopper? Probably not. I found that aluminium, or aluminum, however you want to say it, depending on your nationality, location in the world, has EMC, but aluminum dust doesn't. So, one of them, I need 9 chests. So, I'm getting a ton of this, and what I've been doing is dumping all the ores I can into here. Generally, copper has an EMC, so there's no point in me cooking it because it takes energy to turn it into an ingot, and you get the same EMC. So pulverizing it, so yes, that takes power, but pulverizing it and then using it as fuel for the transmutation. But this aluminium grit, I have to smelt to be able to get the ingot so that I can use it. I've got an iron chest. It should keep us going for the moment. Let's see here. Sleep through the night. Don't think. Oh, I wasn't sure if we had like apart from a barrel, whether there was a chest that had a hopper in it. I know there is a mod. I forget which one it is that allows your chests to work like hoppers too, which would be very useful here. So I'm going to take this off here. Need to put hopper up there. Move this one. Need some stairs would be a little bit helpful. In doubt, use your environment. So let's just node pole up, put a pipe there, and then we'll just run this across. Oh, that's iron. Why am I using that one? I want quartz pipes. Take that one out of there. That'll go down into the hopper, and it'll be in here. Sweet. So the iron pipe I got to replace this here. Obviously at the moment the wood goes up and over, and I need to replace this here. So I'm actually just, I thought I had my dolly on me. I'll move that barrel and then just replace the pipe work, and we'll get this hooked up. The minecart at the moment is over there trying to unload itself, and there is not enough room in that system to unload, so we're going to need to hook up the connection to the drawers. But I'll get this bit done. We'll get items moving. So you can go there. That's not really the best place to put it, but let's break that one and that one, and I will put in its spot the iron pipe. and then have quartz pipe here. And I think this might work. Yep, that'll work. So in and out. Sweet. So anything coming from the farm, so if I turn it on, it'll start pumping everything over into here. Oh, you know what I meant to do? That's not meant to be there. Silly me. That's meant to be a chest. Get that pipe out of there. So anything that'll, let's just turn it on for a second. Starting to harvest. Saplings will still go downwards because that's, you know, it's not wood. So it will go downwards so it can feed back to the center of the farm. Any of the other ingredients? Resources, I should say. What are you doing now? Still doing leaves, are you? Did you run out of power? Probably ran out of power. No? Don't. Just going a lot slower than I thought it would. Oh, it's chewing leaves over there. I'll turn that off. So it's, well, there goes an apple. The apple's coming along. It'll go over and into the chest, down into the hopper, and down into the item loader, ready to go onto the minecart. There it is. So the other thing I need to do now, obviously I misjudged my placement. Oh no, they're in the same spot. Alright, I'll replace this one here with an iron pipe. Here, and then we'll have the other items coming in from that direction. So as a minimum we need to have ins and out. And then I'll do the same thing over here, in that I will remove the items. I'll probably just, you know, for the moment, it's going to be messy because I do eventually want to replace this with Ender IO conduits. So when I get to the point of having that, which will require me to kill a bunch more Endermen, I will replace all this with something a bit nicer. But for the moment, let's move these out of the way. Give it nowhere to go, so it all just collapses on the ground everywhere. Need to remove those clay pipes. Just replace them with quartz. Alright, so those items will now, once I can pick them up, would be, oh, inventory's full. Seeds. Those items will now go to this hopper. So we really need to, we got a backlog with the chest. So that is a working system. I will dump all this stuff in there and it will get sent up the top here. So next thing would be to set up this end. And I'm going to do pretty much the same thing. Mainly because, as I said, once I get to Ender IO conduits, it will be different. But for the moment, all I'm going to do is put a wooden pipe here. And I'm going to need a bunch more quartz pipes, but I'm just going to run this way. I probably want to throw a few gold pipes in there actually. Let's do that. Let's get a bit of speed up. And then the quartz pipes are just going to come across here and go that way and into that draw controller. So let's make our way over here. That's probably deep enough in. I need to go up the back and work out exactly where this is going. So it's in line there. So we'll go and grab a few more. Oh jeez, I'm so used to running on the concrete. Grab a few more of these quartz pipes. Quartz. I don't need the clay at the moment, so let's grab some quartz pipes. That's a ton. I didn't need that many either. Shift click for the win. Or the lose in this case. So we will come down here. And this gap, and then underneath, I guess, that block. So we'll move this one just so we can see. That's the drawer controller, so we need to go into that one. Alright. So we'll grab some dirt. Just to make it a bit tidier. We'll clean that up and put that one back. And we can hook up quartz pipe. Okay, so that's all connected. Throw some of this back in here just to cover the mess that we've made. It's all good. And then we just need to, I guess, whack a couple of redstone engines here with a lever. One, I'm going to put the lever in the middle there. I know I won't be able to turn it off, but can I reach it? Let's see. Not sure if I can or not. Oh, I can. Okay, so that's on. That should start drawing items out. Yes. Now, obviously, we don't need those to be in a don't need these cobblestone to be in there at all, so I'll take them out of there. That was just what I was using for the floor, so they're on their way. And they will go up to the drawer controller and end up in a drawer. Let's take them out. Out. And hopefully the drawer controller is smart enough, I believe it is, to start putting things in the right order. It'll work from itself outwards, so all of the items that come in, this is still emptying itself out. I might end up putting another, at least one more, maybe even two more engines on here. I can probably fit two more, just to get the items out quickly. But as it heats up, it seems to be going well. And that's that basic part of the build, I guess. And now that everything is hooked up, this should bring the items to and from fairly quickly and easily. I mean, it's only one minecart, but it does hold a lot. I mean, you can see there, if I right click on it, we've got a standard size chest worth of materials coming up in one hit. So assuming everything going well, we should have some nice item transport. And again, I know it's not routed or any of that sort of stuff, but it's functional. So the next thing I want to do is start working on the system that I said we were going to do for power. That's going to require the fermenter and the industrial squeezer from Immersive Engineering. Now, if you do watch my other episodes, you would have seen me set this up on the Revolution pack. And I'm not going to do anything really different. It will be the same system for the moment, just to try and get some fuel going, because the oil idea was a bust, and I'm nowhere near ready to make a nuclear reactor yet. Pretty sure big reactors is in this one. Big. Yep, so big reactors is in this pack. So we may end up doing another big reactor. But at the moment, I can turn that on now. Or it is on. Did I leave it on? Yes. Active with signal. I think it's got to be active without signal, actually. Because the signal itself is turning the hopper off. You can see the hopper's now filling back up there, so I think it's got to be the other way around. I think we've got to leave it running with the signal, otherwise it's turning off items that need to be on. It's going to take a while. So yes, we do need more power here, and we will get there eventually. But I'm going to call that a partially completed build. And from there, we will work on this squeezer. Awesome. running up here. So the place I planned to put this originally was here, but I think I'm going to run out of space. I don't want to build too far out. I mean, I probably need to exchange the floor with some concrete, or even just this smooth stone and the chiseled cobblestone to make it a bit more industrial. I don't want to go too far out to the water, but because I need to fit those 3 items, I need the squeezer and fermenter, which are 3x3 squares, and then I also need I think it's a 5x3 for the I forget what it's called now. The other unit, the one that combines the 2 together and then produces the fluid. So the fluid or fuel that we want needs to get into this tank, and I'll probably, as I said, pull these tanks out, or I might end up putting, for example, I reckon we can fit one more in there, can we? Is there only 3 wide? I reckon we can get one more tank right in the middle there, and then we run the pipework underneath. So I reckon that's the way we do it. We put, let's say, the squeezer in line with this one. So let's do here. That's pretty close to the bridge, but it's all right. We'll put the squeezer here. I hope I've got enough light industrial blocks. Let's get to our... No, we don't have the hammer. Got the wrong hammer. Got the MFR hammer. We'll get our engineer's hammer, which is almost broken. We'll need to make another one soon. So we want squeezer, and then right next to it here, because these are going to require power too, so I don't want to go too far away from the power system. So one gap, put the tank in the middle. Yeah, that'll work. In the middle. Also saves on, oh, whoops. Derp. Also saves on cabling, because the power's going to go on the top. So we can do power in the top now by just bring this across like this to there, and then maybe that way. So same deal. Awesome. And then we'll bring, I'm going to need some more of these conduits. Cart still hasn't left. I'll have to make some more. We'll run this straight across here and into this. So I need a few more. And actually, we can remove this, or is it still working? Still got a little bit of oil in it, supposedly. I don't think there's any oil left in here. Oh, it's empty. That's got 152 buckets of gasoline in it. So you know what? It's one closer. I guess that doesn't need to be there at all. 1, 2. Let's try and be a little bit smarter about this, and we'll go this direction. Hey! So I'll remove all of this and put another tank here. And that will, according to the feedback you guys gave me, I should be able to pull out of these tanks through the bottom. So I'll remove all this and I'll get another tank. Oh, geez. Get another tank made up in between the little sessions here. And when I come back, hopefully I'll have the tank. And I'll start working towards the items that I'm going to need to get this third machine. So I'll build this up a bit, get some concrete maybe, and, or, yeah, as I said, some cobble. clean this up a tad, and I'll be right back. Right, so I built the second tank. All I've done is use these fluid pipes at the moment to hook under here. So these auto output, or they seem to auto output, and they're pushing down through this pipe into each of these tanks. So I threw a few seeds in there, and I've got a few apples here. That'll turn into ethanol at the moment. I think it does at 9 at a hit. So you can see here, if I hold my bucket in this tank, we've got 1,300 ml of ethanol and 2,600 millibuckets of, well, 2,400 millibuckets of plant oil. So these two are working. They are now producing the item that they're required to. My next task is to redirect some of the items from the farms, and I don't know whether to do that with a cart, or I'm not sure whether these things, the unloaders, are able to only unload a particular item. It's either that, or I just run some pipes this way with a diamond pipe here, just redirecting items. Obviously in the future it'll be, as I've said, conduits, and we can just run them that way. Or I will look into doing routing of trains and see what I can come up with in terms of getting the items up here. Now the cart did disappear down here and it hasn't come back yet, so I'm not sure whether it's just not full, or if it's a chunk loading issue, or that's empty, that's empty, it's empty. Cart needs a little bit more, so let's take this, because we're going to need them up there. Just throw them in for now. Right, I can get rid of this chest, or this jabber barrel. Let's do it with this too. Lots of seeds. In you go. Items slowly filtering down, and hopefully going into the chest here. It's not as quick as I was hoping, obviously, but the idea is it should have a backlog. You can see all the items coming over. Definitely want to get some more golden pipes. Whack a few gold pipes through here to make the items that little bit quicker. Probably also, if we're going to start generating power with it, oh, we need to put another booster track here too. We're going to start generating power with it. We're probably going to need some more materials in the actual farm. We head on up here. That should be unloading now. Not sure how quick it's going to unload. Fairly quick. It's still going to get backlogged by this here, because it's not going to pull out anywhere near as fast as what it dumps into. We are still going to have a small issue there. So those two engines are required. What can you accept? Seeds, 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 and seeds. Can you accept wheat? I hope you can. Sugarcane. Nope. Sugarcane, apples, potatoes, and melon. So we will need to find some melon or potatoes and get them in the farm to bring them up. Because at the moment, we don't have the required items to get us what we need. So we're going to have to rely on apples. And possibly I'll have to rely on bread to live on, to eat. Let's grab that sand out of there. So yep, I'm going to make another cut here. I'll just tidy up a little bit and try and get the materials I need for the next part. Back in 1 second. Right, so I looked into what I've got and what I don't have, and I mean, luckily for me, I've managed to find some steel. I think it was in the dungeon chest. I had some steel here. I started making the required materials for the next item, and I don't have it. I need more steel, which means for me to get steel, I need a blast furnace, which is also going to mean that I need blaze rods, or blaze powder. I mean, I could make blaze powder with glowstone and destabilized redstone, That's a thing. Haven't seen. I don't know whether this has the. I don't think it's got Thorncraft in it, so it doesn't have Cinderpell pods. But blaze powder. Not many ways of getting it. So that's the destabilized redstone, glowstone matchup. But I guess for me, an idea would be to have a trek through the nether and try not to die and hope for the best. So I guess I'm going to have to cut the episode here. I don't think I'm prepared quite enough yet to go a hunting. So I'll get more prepared in between episodes here. I may even venture out and see what I can come up with. Put some more of this in, and then next episode I'm hoping to hook these up. Don't know if I can put ethanol straight into the thing at the moment. We've still got a bit of fuel left. There goes the minecart. See ya. Still got a bit of fuel left. We should be right in that respect. But yeah, can't. There's no EMC on steel. You still have to produce it somehow, which is a bummer. But I guess there's always requirements for balance in a pack. So I guess they've balanced things around whether or not it has an EMC value or not. Because there's certain items where it should have one as far as I'm concerned, but just basic stuff, basic items, but it doesn't have it. So that is the pack maker's prerogative, I guess. So as I said, I'll wrap up here. Please leave your comments in the section below. I'm going to do some mining and some spelunking in the nether. I need to find some potatoes. I need to find watermelons. Anything else that we can use as fuel. Look at all this. That looks awesome. Chop down that tree. Very slowly chopping down trees. We're definitely going to have materials flowing quite nicely up to the base now, seeing as this is all up and running and hunky-dory. I will move these other items up. And yeah, hopefully we can get some Endermen, get some other conduits going. So again, thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.